Greetings and salutations, everyone. Techno Koopa here. Sorry for a little bit of the delay there. Had to fix up a couple of things that I didn't realize I made a mistake on. One of which was, for some reason, I put the word new in my title twice, which I had to go fix. And second, I forgot to change the game that I was playing listed, or at least tagged, I should say, from Final Fantasy XIV to Minecraft. Which, yes, today we are playing Minecraft. We're going to be doing a little something different here today. We are going to be taking a tour of a Minecraft server, and I got the idea of doing this because a fellow VTuber named Kira that I know, who plays along with me in Final Fantasy XIV, mentioned the idea that they were going to have a server of their own. So now we're going to go ahead and see, basically about having a tour of it, so he can, if he has a chance to take a look, to be able to look and see what exactly mine looks like. I did this tour once last year, but I did it in just a little over an hour, and I felt like I kind of rushed that tour. And since that stream is no longer visible, let's see. Oh, hang on a second. One moment. Apparently I'm getting a message. Let's see. There we go. Sorry, I'm getting messages through a different social media that I have someone else who's watching and is asking, or didn't realize that I had gotten, they realized I hadn't gotten into Minecraft before. Yeah, to answer that question, yes, but if you can, oh, okay, I see. The reason they're saying this on this other social media is that Twitch is not giving them, is giving them some problems. They're watching off of mobile data, so that might have something to do with it. So, but anyway, so a couple of things I do want to point out before I can begin this tour is that I'm hoping this time around, unlike when I last streamed, that I won't have any internet hiccups in this case. Let me see here. Okay, because one of those hiccups basically was the fact that well, again, the internet in this case, that it caused me to lose frames when I was streaming Final Fantasy XIV a couple of nights ago. So hopefully it doesn't happen tonight. It doesn't look like it's going to, but it didn't start doing that until like midway through my stream. The other thing I noticed, and this happened just before I began to stream, was that when I was going from one location to the other via a minecart, basically this little train system I have set up, which you'll be seeing here in a moment, it really got laggy, and it had dropped frames like crazy, and it didn't go away until I reloaded the game, which this was the first to see it do that. There could be a couple of reasons behind that, but to eliminate that little possibility, because I think a lot of it is that when you're on a minecart, you are going a lot faster, and so it trying to catch up to all and loading all the stuff on the way could potentially cause what happened. So to prevent that, I am going to be walking from one place to the other. I do have a walk path set up between all these locations, except for two, and they're the only exception. We're going to get to those here later on. So let me make sure here. Okay. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Now, one thing I do want to point out, I am using a modified version of Minecraft to allow me to use shaders and resource packs to really, for lack of a better term, beautify the world that I'm playing in. So I do want to point that out here. Now, let me see here. I know that the person who's messaging me via the other social media is still chatting or still typing up, but I have to kind of swap back over to chat on my Twitch here just in case. So let's go ahead and get right on into it. And we're going to have to give it a moment. I think I have to actually have this loaded. Let's see if it comes up. There we go. So the only problem, now this is the Java edition of Minecraft. I do want to point that out. So this isn't going to react the same way as some of my other games when switching back and forth, because this is Java based. So the fact that it actually didn't, I mean, it had it up when I first opened OBS Studio, which is what I use. So the fact that it actually didn't have it loaded when I came back to it leads me to believe that it doesn't hold on to that information with this Java app for whatever reason. At least that's what it seems like. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. So I do want to point one thing out. I'm at the farthest point where I started because I want to go from one location to the other without doubling back too much. Let's see. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and point that out. All right, so let me go ahead and mention first and foremost what I've changed. So for this, the resource pack I'm using is Compliance 64X Beta 2, which basically, instead of giving this 8-bit style of Minecraft, now gives it a 64-bit version. So the graphics are a lot better. And let me go back here. And for shaders, I am using Astrolex. And I have modified this a little bit. It makes it easier, in all honesty, to change it. And what this does is it allows me to actually change some of the colors for lamps and whatnot. And I can do it graphically rather than doing it by text, which I had for another one of these shaders. I don't know which one. I think it may have been SUS Renewed, but Astrolex allowed me to do it within the game itself. There's also the fact that it's nighttime now in the game, and this is one of the reasons I like this shader. Let me show you. Because that is it has to be cloudy. This might be loud. Give me 1 second. I might have to turn down the audio. One moment. Please let me go back and let me turn down the audio on my end here real quick. Okay, there we go. That should be better. It was loud. My apologies on this. Okay. And it had to be cloudy to cover up that planet. But yes, you have looks of stars, an aurora. If it wasn't cloudy, you would have seen that planet, which still has a little, it's still being peeked through there a little bit. This kind of gives you an idea that this is not on Earth under the circumstances. But yes, it is pretty bright out here. Now we are in the first town. So I'm going to go ahead and, well, let me see, do I want to show around here? Okay, here they go, the clouds are going away. I also like the fact it does the constellations too. The moon, where is the moon in all this? Or do we have a moon out tonight? I'll have to look here in a moment. I have to get out of here because I got some things hovering over me. So let me come down here. Now this is one. Now we're at the farthest end of the trains that I've got set up. At least the minecart. Well, train system, I guess, is the good word for it. So anyway, so let's see here. Just take. I might have to turn this down on my end. Give me a second. There we go. All right. So yes, the resource pack improves the textures, while the shader gives it a lot more light in here, which is great. So what have I changed? Well, let me show you this first town. I had to put down switches for doors because of the fact that it's. Okay, and to Lily Rose Iris, I am having to switch back and forth between. Oh, it's becoming daytime now. Between Twitch and Facebook Messenger, but I'm doing okay. I do apologize if I can't read everything you're sending to me right now while I'm streaming, especially from what it looks like as I'm gazing at it, the nature of the topic itself. So, and yes, I've called this the Gamma House because there are going to be 4 places, but yes, this is basically my house at this location with a track, and I'll go over that here in just a moment. But a lot of the improvements I made to this place are primarily involving improving the walk paths, and I've also set up a wall around all the locations to keep mobs and such out. I haven't gone around to actually improving the houses themselves. Some things could be improved, such as this moss-covered stoneway. So let me kind of move around. And yes, I have put in all these lights. The villagers will be in these houses. They should be coming out here momentarily. But yes, I like the fact to look at this water. I hate that the water looks like this inside these things, but if you look right here, that is nice. That's very nice looking. Normally it look a little blocky for obvious reasons. And that bell is if you want everyone to flee into their houses in the case of a raid. But yes, I changed all the paths to be stone bricks. So we're going to kind of look around here at this end. And again, the walls are to help keep mobs out of the place. And also to keep the villagers, which looks like they're all coming out now. Yep, there's one right there who just walked out. But this is to kind of keep the villagers inside and protected, if anything. Ah, yep, they're coming out now. It's daytime. So now they're getting to work. Wait, that's a tiny one. Who has a baby? Okay. Now, any of the entrances will be covered in terms of having a gate like this to keep, again, them, because keep the villagers in and keep mobs out. A mob, in case you're wondering if you're not familiar with the term, is basically monsters. Let's see. So yes, we're going to call this Gamma Town because this was the last of the 4 that I had modified, but it's also the farthest. And again, I want to do this without doubling back. Let's see. I believe, did I make this pathway? Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I made this little pathway just for the fun of it, just for observing and whatnot here. And I think you can fish out here too. I haven't tried fishing, but it's an option if needed. And that's the way out. So this, let's see here. And yes, you can run, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Looks like the... Hmm? I heard oh, there's a cow. Moo. I heard the moo. All right, so... And yes, they come and get the water, if anything. Because, you know, they are people. They do thirst. Let's see. But no, a lot of it is that I tend to beautify the place, or at least repair it, or make it look a lot better, if anything, while protecting them, if anything, and keeping others out. Oh, why do I have a stone? Oh, I must have. Okay, so I did use a little code to convert dirt paths into stone paths, but it looks like there must have been a few dirt paths right there that convert to stone. Hmm? It's like a duplex right here. But yeah, pretty much. Oh, almost at the end of all I can see with Gamma Town here. And with this being the last place, I haven't looked any further out. I haven't made any paths any further out, and I'm looking at this, wondering if something can jump up and over this thing, but I think it's okay. But yes, I also put in a lot of lights because the mobs that are in this game, if you're not familiar, will generally spawn when there is complete darkness or near complete darkness. So to keep them from spawning inside the village, I put enough lights around this place to light it up like a freaking Christmas tree, roughly. Oh, and why is a golem out? How did you get outside the perimeter, dude? These things, if you're not familiar, also tend to protect said villagers, and somehow or other, this thing ended up outside. So give me a second. We're going to go ahead and let's do this for this guy. Dunk and yoink. Come on in. Come on. In you come. Come on, dude. Do I have to push you in? What do I? Let's get you inside the perimeter so you can actually do your job. Oh, I can't jump over that. Come on, dude. What the heck? Okay, let me come around here. Having to cut through the tree just to kind of get you in the get in there. Get in there. Get in there. In further. In further. And yoink. And dude, move out of the way, would you? There. Yes, I got you inside. Is that a problem? Should be in here, not out there. Good lord, I didn't expect that to happen. Anyway, had to fix that up real quick. Let's see. Ah, guy was getting water. You say. I I have fun with that every once in a while. Let's see. I will go down and around one path of this to get out of here, since I'm going to be walking the path. But yes, let me do one thing first. Since I took these train carts in, I'm going to go ahead and make sure this thing's on its way, just so it's at the next station. So away you go. And that will travel all the way to the next station on its own. Hey, there. A little short on the trigger there on that one. All right, so I'm going to come down this direction. Now this will lead you on to where we're about to head on to next. So that is Gamma Town. So we're going to head on towards the next location. That would be the track right there. But I also made walkways between all these locations. So we basically are going to get a little bit of a tour this way. I try to keep this straight and level as I could go. Although, granted, I had that dip back there, but that's fine. As well as a bridge here. By the way, the sun is... Oh, covered. Never mind. I was going to show you the sun, too. The sun and moon, under normal circumstances, would be blocky, or just a block shape. But... I saw something over here? Okay. Sheep. Anyway. But in the case of this game, or at least the shader, the sun and moon will actually be round. Well, the sun's already that far in the sky? Man. It was just nighttime a moment ago. Grass are going around here like crazy. Strange that the sword can't cut grass. Anyway. Says we got a bridge right here. I didn't fence off the walkways because I know things are still going to cross over them or want to cross over them. But a bridge like this, there's enough gap underneath that anything can actually just go under here. And I think this is like a big river. Okay. Yoink. There's a way for me to fly, and I could be doing that, but I'm just trying not to cheat that part. Anyway. So yes, that was me just crossing a river and actually falling down towards that point. I don't know how far that river goes, but yeah. So we're right next to the track. I wanted to make sure the walkway was right next to this track. Now, yes, I put a glass right here. This path will lead us to another village in that direction. We'll go that way in a moment, but I want to go ahead and head back to the village that the cart was returning to. And that's this location right here. We're at the next village. The fact that I had 4 villages close together, or at least relatively close together, was kind of nice. But yeah, it made the track a little bit interesting. Now this location is a bit more mountainous, and actually the train, or the track itself here, actually comes through here and ends up in this building which I created. So we'll go inside that building in just a moment. But let's go ahead and go up this way first. So there's a bunch of... I saw those hearts. Oh. You two are not liking each other? You had hearts. I thought I was going to witness the birth of a little kid right here. That didn't happen. You two weren't happy with each other, apparently. See, we got a little garden right here. So, and already you can see it's setting right now, so they're going to be wanting to get back into their own homes. I did make this set of homes right here. And let's see. But by mountainous, I'm talking about the fact that there's... Oh, hello, Golem. I'm talking about the fact that there's a big old ravine right here, and there's some homes down there too. This was on the edge. Like, this was actually... You could fall off this easily, given the chance. So trying to make a path down this way was interesting, as well as sectioning this whole place off to where things couldn't just come along and just, like mobs and whatnot, to actually... Dude, how did you end up right there? Because I'm concerned you're going to fall off. Guess we're gonna go use this here. There we go. And I guess I'm gonna have to do this now to keep you from falling off or falling into the someplace you shouldn't be going. I wasn't expecting to do this too, but you know, if they're gonna possibly have the chance to fall off, there we go. That helps. And actually, I made this little home within the within this wall primarily to fill it up. And it already is nighttime. Very nice. Let's see, garden here. There was a home over there. I made this whole section kind of just like a pathway of sorts, kind of like a central area. The home was already here, but there's a pier right here, and there's actually water and an octopus. Is that a fence? No, that's not a fence. Okay, so nothing can actually go into the water. That's good. Oh, and I can actually pull out a torch, and man, does that let that be bright. So that might come in handy in some cases. All right, so let me go up this way. Now, I wouldn't have bothered with this, but there's actually another home up here. I don't know how anyone was going to get up here at this point, but here's another home right here. And I basically made this an exit way out, and I see a spider right over there. A spider in the dark. Oh, the moon's behind the clouds. The phase of the moon looks like a quarter moon. Interesting. But yeah, I really love this starry sky. Now, the planet you saw will eventually come up. It's part of that whole background, but it's pretty nice. Also makes it look kind of foggy for some reason. Oh, there's the planet. There's no name for the planet because that's not canon within the story of Minecraft, but whoever did this decided to put it in, and it looks pretty not nice in my opinion. But this actually gives you a good view of the town so far, at least this town, which I think I called this Delta Town. I'll know that pretty quickly when I look. All right, so let's see here. There's also a pathway up that direction, which I'll go ahead and take that way up. If I didn't get intercepted by a golem in the process, is he stuck there? Can you not get through the... Hang on, he probably can't get through this. Oop. There, you should be able to go through that way now. Have fun. All right. Oh, there's another golem right over there. Okay. I'm trying to remember why I put a wall right there. Oh, I see you, Fox. Yeah, they're in this area too. I think that's the reason I put the fence was to keep them out. Obviously, that didn't succeed. Yep, so this is Delta House. We'll get to that in a moment. I'm not going to... Who's up? Oh, and yes, I might want to point out I do have... I hate to say it, but I have like a labor force inside each of these houses. Well, except for the last house, at least which was the first one we came across. Maybe I need to put up some fence work to keep you out here a little bit more. So I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to go inside here for a moment. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing one. Who are we missing? Or has it always been the number and I never knew? I also try to keep these guys off the tracks. So this way they're not getting in here for any reason. So that is the cart that came from the other location. This is the one that would take us to the next location, but I'm going to go ahead and send that on its way. And we'll just walk it back. There it goes. Down, and it will make that sharp turn underneath where the crossing is. So we'll go. So we won't be able to see that one because it's going to be underground, if anything. Which also means we kind of go up and around. pretty much going back the way we came to get here. Excuse me, big guy. Thank you. I have a very dark spot right here, and I need to remedy that. Because I hear that just now. Oh, that's why. How the freaking heck did you get up here? Oh, the golem sees it. The golem can't get into it because he went right in there. Come here, you. I can't believe you actually... Oh, never mind. Damn, dude, never mind. Okay. Freaking... Oh, that's right. How the hell did that even happen? A zombie actually came across the tree line? Damn. I was not expecting any zombie to pull that little move. This is the dark spot, so maybe I need to actually put in some kind of light right here. Tell you what, since I don't... Oh. Give me 1 second. We'll just put... Oh, jeez. Sorry. I'm getting my controls mixed up. That is my fault. There. We'll just put that down for now. Just so there's a little bit of light right there. But yeah, zombie across the tree line. Good lord. Okay. So let's go ahead and get going. Wait, did we ever get a chance to see the moon? Oh, the moon's all the way over there behind the trees. Or behind the clouds. Never mind. Alright, so let's go ahead and get on back. Now this, or at least the next location. So we're going to run this one a little bit. But just like with the other location, bridges for when there's a gap, like a river. And then pretty much as much of a straight shot as I can get it. But we're not going to get much of a chance to see... I'm just wondering what was flashing over there, and I see it's the see it's a chicken. But no, the other track actually goes underground, so we may only get maybe 2 instances where we can possibly see it. But from here, that would be very difficult because of the fact that the track is a little ways down and to the side somewhere. I don't know. Man, I just love the look of this shader pack, because it does that. At some point, I would like to go in and actually change the look of these pathways in terms of like the fact of the fact that we have like stone and dirt around this is like almost like a cave of sorts. Like, I think here I'm actually going over water, but I can't tell. It's like too dark to see. Actually, hang on. Can I put up... Whoa, easy, easy. Nope, can't even see that. Alright, never mind. Although it's becoming daytime because it's already... I can already see that happening right now. Okay, yeah, there was water underneath. There's a little ways down. Cow. See, I feel like there's... Probably wants to say that we could see part of the track. Actually, there's some light over there. Let's go take a look. I think that's actually part of it right there. Let me see. No, it's not. Okay. Why are these lit up then? Oh, and we have a trader. I don't think I got anything I could trade with you right now, buddy. Why you're in the middle of this place, I have no idea. Alright, so no, that's not where the... there's only 2 windows of where the track can be seen, and... Oh, there's actually one of them right there. Let me go over there for a moment, and I'll show you. So yes, the... I left these open, but yes, you can see what I mean. So the track is actually going underground in that direction. So yes. And the sun is out, and anything of the night is going to burn like crazy. That's why a lot of people like going around during the daytime. A lot of these mobs, like zombies and whatnot, actually burn in the sunlight. And I can already see the next village up ahead. And the villagers are already out. I was wondering why that was a gap right there. Now we are in Beta Town. So Beta Town's it's a little large. Not too terribly large, but it's definitely got a good size. Some places like that I have not gone in and actually modified because there's no reason to. There's not another village going that straight direction, but there is further down. We're going to get to that in here. It's going to be one of our other stops. Got a golem there. Got some houses here. Fisherman must be right here because of that. All places will have the fence like that, but not go to any other place except for maybe 2 locations. As you can see, I put up a lot of these lights around. Again, to try and keep the mobs from spawning within the village, despite the fact that golems will basically protect. So let me check one more thing here. A moment. Let me check something here. There we go. And such cases like this where, it goes out but there's no path. Yeah. Let's see. I am going to go this direction. I'm going to go back this way for a moment. The square was designed a little differently, but I never got around to fixing up where these bells are linked to. You ring these bells if there's a raid going on, so the villagers themselves will seek shelter. Have I ever looked inside this place? What is in here? Ah, hello, dude. Pardon me. I'll just see myself out. There you go. Yes, got a few homes here. But no, this seems to be like the town square, and I did fix this up. It was like cobblestone with moss and everything. It's like, oof, it needs some work. Let's see. No, a lot of it's just, again, I fixed up the paths to be stone. And we're going to come over here. You'll note that I've got a blue fence because this is the other house I built. And the door's open. Why is the door open? How the hell did you get in? Yeah, more of my workforce. I got beds here, and they're all permanently inside. They can go out anytime. Initially, I didn't have that option, but yeah, they can go out anytime. The cart that I that I just brought over this direction is now right there. That's this cart. So this one came from the other location. So we have this one right here. We're going to go ahead and send this off to the last location. There it goes. Now this will go down. Actually, I'll show you. So it's going to go down. It's going to make a right turn, and there it goes. Now that's going to be a long way on that one, but we're going to take the walk path instead. Once again, making sure that none of these guys can actually get in there, because the last thing I need is for them to be on a minecart when I don't want them to be on a minecart. It's interesting. I didn't even realize I left that as it's cobblestone instead of like the brick. Yeah, it's fine. Not a big deal. I feel like there's something weird missing here. Why did I have... Did I put that there? Yeah, maybe I didn't. I just forgot. But yes, this is so this is Beta Town. This was the second town I worked on. Also for the train track, which was interesting to try and get it here because I didn't have an easy means to know when I had to make the turn for that track to come down this direction and up this way. I had to like guess, and believe me, that was not easy. But later on, but on the second stretch, going from here to Delta, I did have something in place to allow me to make it easy for myself to know when to make the turn at that point. So this was kind of like a fluke that I actually managed to get it up to this point right here. Getting it to go towards that next location was a little more difficult because I had to make this stretch out. So this way I can get it to go down and pass that way. There was also an opening or cavern I had to kind of fill in a little bit too, so I had to make that all work. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and walk to Alpha. Now, on the way to Alpha, we're going to do we are going to make a little detour, and I'll show you what I'm referring to in a moment. But yes, pretty much just like with the track, we're going to go up this way, and you may note that there's a pretty long staircase. I couldn't make this as smooth as I could have. See that cavern over there, and I'm thinking maybe I should have closed that off, but it's fine. So we're going up this way. We're going to kind of cut through, and we're cutting through mountains here at this point. Snow-covered mountains from the looks of it too. But other than that, while I'm walking this way, I wonder how everyone's doing at the moment. Hopefully you're having a good day. Oh, that was weird. It kind of froze there for a moment, but that was the game itself from the looks of it here. Oh, interesting. I didn't realize there was like a waterway right here. Oh, it's okay. It's an underground waterway. Okay, sorry. It looked like it was above ground, but all right. And pretty much like before, as I mentioned, I do have bridges to go across gaps because I was trying to keep this as level as I could. Obviously not successful at times, but yeah. All right. You may have noticed something coming up on the left. So, and you may also notice this right here. So the track I'm talking about going between beta and alpha that we're heading towards actually goes through this part. But I thought I had it deep enough that I didn't have to worry about going across things like lakes and whatnot. Well, I was wrong. So, but what that was that tower for? Well, um, tell you what, I'll show you in a little bit. Let me go ahead and make the walk all the way to alpha, or at least to right up to that point, and then I will show you what that tower's for. I did have to cut through a lot of trees around here though to kind of make a suitable walk path. Although it looks like some parts like this probably need to be clipped. And yes, I just clipped that with a minecart because for some reason a sword can't cut branches or trees or whatnot. I don't know why. Um, I feel like I need to kind of fill this in a little bit. I'm not gonna worry about it because the sun's already going down again. I need time to see how long these cycles are between day and night around here. As you can tell, the stretch between um, I see a bumblebee. I see two bumblebees. They're not going to attack me unless I attack them. And I'm seeing little gaps like that happening. So we're gonna. There's another part of the track right there. We should be coming up on. Yes, I actually am seeing Alpha Town with the sun going down. All right. So before we enter Alpha Town, because there's, and we're gonna get to that moment. You note we have an adjacent path, and it heads back that direction. We're going to go ahead and take said path. Let's see. And we also notice that the track I'm referring to that the other cart went through is actually going back that way. If I could have made that go down further where it didn't cut off the water, I would have done so. But frankly, it actually helps me to keep track of where I'm going here in this case. And because this is not as well lit, I'm bringing up the torch now because it's now getting nighttime. So anyway, so if you're wondering why I'm doubling back, I'm just kind of showing off this path. You also notice it was not exactly as easy to notice unless you were out the town and you were heading basically that direction. Also, the fact that it's not as well lit. So if you come out here, you're definitely going to need to get yourself some lighting. And I hit something here. There we go. Oh yes, crisscross. There we go. Now you may see some lights up ahead. That's actually the track still under the cover. And I kind of fell off where I was going to, but that's fine. So we're heading towards, you notice the tower again. That's kind of coming up this way. I guess there's a path right there. And you notice there's a path over this way. We're going to get to that in a moment. This door will lead you into the track if you come that direction instead. Let's see. But this, here we got the track right here. So what is this tower? Well, this tower is effectively what's called a mob spawner. So the intent is, mobs tend to spawn in very dark places, and so that up there is completely in the dark. So the intent is that they spawn up there. There are 4 waterways running pretty much in cardinal directions, going towards the center. You may notice there's no water right there, but that's because the water stops just at the edge in terms of how it flows. So what happens is a mob walks around. If they end up in the water, because of the angle in the flow, the water will push them towards the middle, and that middle will put them right here. The idea being is that that's a big enough fall that they will actually fall onto this and die. These will scoop up whatever items come from them and put them into this chest that's right here, which, as you see, has been filling up some, but there's a caveat to this though. The caveat being is that you have to be around this for them to spawn. They just won't spawn if you're not nearby. And I don't know if we're going to have anything. I don't know if anything's going to spawn and just fall. I doubt it though. Sometimes it's good, but sometimes not. It just depends on some factors. So, but yeah. So basically, this is basically what's called a mob spawner. And the idea of this came actually from the Neebs Gaming guys who did this some time ago. I'm trying to think. I think it was about a year or two ago when they actually came up with this idea. So anyway, I mean it works. I mean you've seen that there's stuff in there, but it's just a little. It can be a little tricky at times. Anyway, all right. But on to what the other path is. So I made something out here. I wanted to have a little getaway, even though I have more than one, and so I made a hobbit hole. Yes, I have a hobbit hole all the way out here. Got a little garden with water right here. Let's see. But this is no ordinary hobbit hole. This little baby is a more modern hobbit hole. I do have a bit of a book to read. As you can see, I even have a skylight, or in this case, a moonlight. uh, we could say that's like a dining area, but you can't sit down. There's no actual seats. It's just for looks at that point. But yes, we have a skylight and we have 2 floors inside. Now up here I do have a guest room. I do hear that, but they're outside. They're not going to come in. They can't come in. But I made sure of that. But yes, we have a guest room with 2 beds. Let's see. Up here at the far back, we have the storage room. And I'm already seeing some little drop frames happening. So yes, I got a lot of storage in this room. You'll notice that we have glass beneath with lights, and we're going to go over what that is in a moment. But yes, a nice little storage room. If I make things, it's going to come up in here. I've got enough lights to light this place, and that keeps this place lit. When I made this hobbit hole, I'm going to be honest, or hobbit home, I only intended to be. So I was just checking. I only intended to be like 1 floor, in all honesty. But then I got to thinking, why not make it more modern? I mean, I had a whole different idea of what I wanted to do with this place, and it changed to something completely different. I mean, look at this. We have a fire pit in the middle. Now, granted, a fire pit in an enclosed place would normally be filled with smoke. Thankfully, this is a game. It doesn't have that problem. Let's see. Now we have the crafting room. So the glass you saw actually leads down here. So yes, we have all the crafting materials right here, as well, pretty much everything for that matter. We also have a couple of enchantment books right here. So if you want to enchant some gear, there's your opportunity. And I think, what do I have in here? Oh, okay. So I had a few things in case someone wants to do that. So I did have a little waterfall happening right here. I just felt like it needed something right here, just for the sake of things. So yes, we have that. Let's see. There's enough lights out here. That's normally these lights would give it like a blue glow, but I changed the lighting to make them go white. So, and then we have the master bedroom, located beneath the entryway, with an aquarium where the fish are actually kind of hard to see a little bit, but they are there. I also have basically a hot tub. Yes, lava underneath um, a glass that's got water on top. I figure that's a good thing to call a hot tub. And we have a bed right here. I've slept in this bed, so this is my spawn point. And we also have a music player too. And I've got all these tracks. So anyway, so yes, this is my little hobbit hole home at this point. I keep calling it hole, but well, it's both. I'll just say that it's both. Anyway, but yes, so we have this. I figured to show this off before we go to Alpha Town because Alpha is where we're going to make a nice long little stretch of things. Tell you what, we're going to do one thing real quick. I know it's a beautiful night, but in this case, I'd rather it be daytime. And when we make it daytime, well, you got to go sleep. There we go. And now it'll be daytime. Yep, daytime. Don't get me wrong, I like how the night sky looks, but I rather just wander there again in the morning, in the daytime, than at night. Although you can still see the other planet. Actually, I kind of wondered if you would or not. Oh, and let me go and show this off. That lake. Now, again, this is one way to get to Alpha Town if you want to go a straight shot, but no. But we're not going to do that. We're going to go ahead and just pretty much head back. Now, the pathway I took to get to Alpha Town, we can see that there's lights in the stairway right over there. So you could come across this um, from that direction if needed. But in this case, I made this like a little secret walkway for a reason, just so that it looks like a retreat of sorts, and for you to go at your own risk if you try to come at night. Still seeing the drop frames a little bit, but that's happening. It's not with the internet connection. That actually is happening with the game itself. Yoink. I wanted to keep the tree there. I didn't want to be cutting down a lot of trees for the sake of things. And I'm going to go just a little faster by flying a little bit. Yes, I'm cheating this out, but I'm just... There we go. Also, we can see Alpha Town through daylight. Whoop. And already you're seeing a house that's not normal over there, which would be correct. That house is the one I built. Actually, the first house I built. As you can tell, when I did that, I didn't do it small. Or I didn't go small when I did that at all. All right, now Alpha Town had a little bit more work to do by comparison. I heard that. It must be inside there. Yep, I heard you in there, buddy. I was trying to make a... Oh. Okay, so that didn't get transferred over here. I actually... Okay, then. So I had actually worked on a park, but apparently I must have done that on a different computer. Now, this doesn't cloud save, but yeah, that work I did on that is not present here. All right, then. That might be something I can have to work on. Again. Anyway. Whoa, we're having some... It's getting a little janky for some reason. Yeah, it's giving me some drop frames on this one as I'm loading this. All right, so give me one moment. What we're probably going to do, I may have to restart this. I haven't had this problem. Oh, hey, Talon. Welcome to Minecraft. Beautified, so to speak. I'm actually trying to show off some of these towns here, although my game's kind of dropping some frames, or it's kind of stuttering. It might be the shader pack. It didn't give me this problem before, but some reason today it wants to give me this problem. So give me just a moment. I'm going to see about resetting the game, so I will be right back. Give me just about a minute or two. All right. And yeah, there we go. Okay. So now I've been showing off all these towns, and this is actually the first one that I had done, but it's also the fourth one that I've pretty much been coming across. Basically, what I've been doing with all these places is, as you can see, kind of beautifying it a little bit, changing out the dirt paths for stone bricks, putting fences and bridges around for the most part, putting lights all around so that mobs don't spawn inside these villages, which they love to do. And the fence and walls here are to keep the villagers in and keep the mobs out. Case in point, that fox can't get in. Hee. And yes, I have something that eternally burns. Don't ask me why I put that in. I just need to fill that spot up. But I've been kind of walking in between these places, even though I actually have a rail system in place. But because of what I just had to deal with just now, with it being kind of laggy for some bizarre reason, that's why I had to just decide to walk between them instead. So let's see, there was something I wanted to show off down here. I actually kept this for the most part, although it seems like we got moss. I could have sworn I swapped all the moss out. but I guess that didn't quite happen there. So how are you doing? Let's see, I think there's a carpenter. Yeah, probably so. That's good to hear. Okay, that's the end of that path. Wow, I didn't realize this was about as high as my first house I built back there, which we're going to go into here because where we're about to go is going to require me to go inside there. I actually was playing this because I know that Kira had mentioned about Minecraft, and I told him about the fact I had this server that I had worked on, rebuilt these villages to, and hang on, we're going to get into there in a moment. You may notice I made a waterfall and some things underneath the water. I'm not going to sing a certain song because this is not a sea. But yeah, let's see. Well, I actually made this home. It was my first home I made when I first found this village. Although you may have noticed there's villagers in here, and that was after the fact. Let's see. They have a bedroom in there. There is a second floor, but I don't think I put anything really of note up here. Nope, nothing of note up here. I must have left it like this. A lot of lights, I'll give it that. Now there is a, excuse me, dude. There is a back door. Oh, I never changed this out. I guess I never had a reason. Yeah, I do have a mine shaft down in here, and I close this off because I don't think any mobs will spawn in there. Wow, dude, I've heard being between a rock and a hard place, but you're practically between three golems. You're getting hard pressed. What, you couldn't get it back in there? You're not going through that way. And now you've made it where oh, there we go, never mind. I didn't want to try and open the door because I could have hit him instead. Now then, let me see that. I do have a trap door here. Thankfully, these guys can't get in here with it. But I have a basement. I have a lair, just so to speak, anyway. A very bright lair, but there it is. So here's the card I actually had sent back this direction. Because, yeah, I have a practical train system going between all four of the villages. And this was the first one, but it's also the last one I have been visiting at this point. But that doesn't mean I'm at the end of my tour. For you see, I have a portal to what is called the Nether. Are you familiar with Minecraft and how it plays? Goodness, well, I just heard something else just now. Oh, good. So we're going to go ahead and go on in because I've already visited the other places by this point. I didn't take the carts because, again, for whatever reason, I was going through these locations. It got real laggy for some reason. So it tells me I might experience that after I do what I'm about to do, but we'll see. It's going to take a moment. Oof. So, yes, here we are. We are in the Nether. Now, oof, and I forgot the shader does that little trick where it looks like you're got the waves of heat and air going for it. Kind of looks funky. So, let me explain why I have a track here that's in the Nether. Before I actually get in the cart and explain. So, one of the things I wanted to do when I got to this point, I wanted to find one of those mansions. Those what do they call them? Those woodland mansions. Has a lot of mobs in it, skeletons, illagers, whatever you want to call them. I wanted one of those places because I wanted to clear it out and I wanted to work on it. And I did indeed find such a place. And I actually went there. The only problem was, well, actually, there was two problems. And, oh, did I mean to hit that? What did I hit? I'll go and get started while we go here. as we take a look and see what I've done with the place. So basically what happened is that I did find the place, and I was going to make a minecart path to it, but I knew that doing it above ground would take a long time. Well, thanks to some other videos I've seen, I knew that the Nether would offer a shortcut method if I make a track that went through the Nether. And I did manage to succeed at that point. The only catch was that when I actually got back to that mansion, I didn't realize that the mansion itself had spawned on top of a lava pool of sorts, and the whole house began to start burning down. And I'm looking at this thinking, by this point it was too far along in terms of it being restored, or because I had never seen it. I just got there, and it just burned down, and I'm like, motherfucker! And I already started working on the track to get there. So I had to find another place, and I did, and it's further out. Thankfully not on top of a lava pool, and I see an Enderman right over there. I went passing by. I didn't look at him. But yeah, that was annoying. And by the way, I've got a lot of time because of it being further out, even though I'm not above ground, this is going to take about like 7 or so minutes to get there by track. Although we can kind of look around, although I'm definitely getting some drop frames because it's trying to load at the same time we're going through. So yeah, this is what I kind of ran into. And yes, I did enclose this because Enderman, Pigmen, anything else that can get into this track, I am not about to have that happen. So anyway, but yes, this will lead us to a portal that puts us right at the front door of the mansion that I found. And I will go over. I'll be making a tour of that mansion here in just a moment. Once we get there, I actually showed off my Hobbit home just prior to. So I already have that earlier in the stream, so you can always go back and take a look whenever I get done, just so you can take a look and see what all has been done to this place. Let's see. What else am I going to talk about while I'm traversing the Nether? This point. Normally around this point it would actually have a different shade of color because of some of the stone and whatnot that's around, but in this case the shader is just making it all red, and that's fine. Not a big deal. I can tell you now, this took a long time to make all this. Granted, it's creative mode, so you don't have the limitations of having to make this stuff, but whew, it did take a long time. But no, it was just trying to make this path was already annoying enough as it was to get to the first mansion, and only for that to burn down. So because of that, I did have to make a bit of a detour. And we'll get to that point here once I reach there. Because believe me, that won't be hard to miss in some cases. Let's see, what else have I encountered thus far? I know there's a path somewhere along the way, or at least a door I made. Hello, Pigman. I see you over there. You can see me too, but you can't get in. It's like glass along this whole thing. I think I've only seen like one thing actually. Oh, that was annoying too. There was at one point something that actually got on the track. This is the reason why I enclosed this, because I ended up hitting that, and it ended up pushing me going backwards. That was annoying enough as it was. Let's see, I'm trying to remember if it was this stretch, because there's a fortress that's here, but I don't know if it's on this segment or the next one. Ah, now I do see the wall up ahead. So, because of how the track's laid out, I did have to go this way, but yes, that over there was where the portal was located, back over there, that led me to the first mansion, and that has since been torn down, deconstructed and all sorts. So we had to turn this direction, and we also had to go upward, which we'll get to that point, get there in just a moment. Like I said, this is a long trip. If I had done this above ground, I don't know how long that would have taken. Just to even make the thing too, that was been like, whew. I thought about replacing the glowstones underneath with a different set of stones like what I've been using, but it's like that would have been more of annoying, a nuisance of anything. Glad those things aren't. Glad they don't attack in creative mode, but yeah, you'll see that we're actually going to go upward here in a moment. And then we're going to make the turn, which pretty much is that direction. See, I think that actually puts us close to the height level. No, actually, I think we're a little higher up than where I started on parts of this here. I think, okay, I see the switch here. So there's a door that's right over here. We're going to pass it. And the fortress is actually down there. It's hard to see right now. But I made a path to get close to it, or at least somewhat. I didn't complete the path, but it's over there. I think I've already cleared it out, though. Not that I needed to, but I figured I just might as well. I don't know why I have the windows there, because, in all honesty, there's not really much to see out those windows at times. I think that just gives me a reference. On the other hand, the only thing you really see is fire, brimstone, and possible death. Yeah, I look at this and like, forget highway to hell, it's more like a railway to hell. Oh wait, okay, we're coming up to the end. I see the end of it right there. There we go. Okay, so out the cart. Initially, the reason why this is like this right here is because I actually was going the wrong direction at one point when I was making this. So anyway, so portal, let's go through and wait for the load. There we go. So, mansion. When I say I was at the front door, I mean I was at the freaking front door. And I also noticed it's nighttime too. Man, this was. I'm gonna have to wait to show off the next place until it becomes nighttime again. But yes, in order to make sure this place didn't burn down, I replaced as much of the wood that I can with marble and concrete. And I made it like bright as like crazy in here so that nothing was going to spawn. But yes, this is the converted woodland mansion. And I kind of glimpsed at something I shouldn't have just yet, but we'll get to that in a moment. By the way, how's that for a view? It's another world. God, I like this. But yeah, this is part of the reason I like this shader pack. It makes it clear that you're not on Earth, and I love the look of it. Even the shooting stars and the constellations, it's marvelous. And yes, I got a tree in here. It becomes it's about to become daytime. So one of the stops we're going to make, I will go to when it gets near nighttime again because we'll have a much better view of that whole thing. But yes, you can see I've really modified this place um, again so that it wouldn't burn down if something like that happened. Although granted, I've got a bunch of storage right here. I remember how dark this whole place was. And now we've made it so lit up that no mob's going to spawn in this place. But yes, now it's morning time happening right now. This place, I believe, yeah, I changed it too, but I also put like water in some places here. Let's see, there was one room here that originally was the whole, what was it, Illager head, and now I've removed that room, removed its content and made a garden inside. Viv would be proud of seeing this, I know. An indoor garden, oh boy. She would love that one, I know. Let's see. I also got another garden right up here. This was 2 stories for some bizarre reason, but I kept it, although trying to navigate at times was a little difficult. But yeah, we've got okay, so we got 2 gardens. For some reason, this room, I don't know what it was for. I left most of it intact, but there's like a flower right there. I have no idea what it was for, but I just kept it like that. We do have prisons. Um, I did keep the prisons, although I changed the look of the ground to be this instead, and everything still works. Although I made sure that everything is still lit up inside, because the last thing I need is a mob to like spawn in this place. I think there's like 2 rooms like that. Yep, here's the other one. Let's see. Got a whole forest out there. Let's see, and I think this is at the end of the hallway. Yep. So there were tracks for some reason, right? Well, ladders and tracks. I don't know why, but again, I just kept most of it as intact as much as I could. I figured maybe it just adds some charisma and charm. I don't know. Now, these mansions have like 3 floors, although it's more like 2.5, but still technically 3. So we're gonna need to go around back to the entrance here to go up the next floor. And I actually made this aquarium right here. Let me, there we go. Now you can actually see through to the other room on the other side. We're gonna look at that moment. There are fish in there, but they are a little hard to see unless they get close to the lights. So anyway, um, I did make a little thing with the shape of a T with different glass right there. I'm trying not to look outside because again, that's kind of a spoiler of where we're going to go next. I figured leave that something to be impressive to look at here. Let's see. Although I noticed is it raining outside? Oh, it's raining. Okay then. It's not thundering, but it is raining. So I got like I got one dining area, more like a meeting area, but yeah, it's a dining area. With another one right in here. Again, most of this was kept um, from the original look, but I figured just to keep it just for the sake of appearance. Also, I want to point out there was nowhere near this many windows um, in this place. I actually put in all these windows. It was that dark it didn't even allow any light inside. So we have a slight reading room. I could put a sign up and say reading nook because nook in the corner. Okay, I'm done. But yeah, here's the room that was on the other side of the aquarium, a whole formal dining area. You also may have noticed I seem to have repeated a pattern for the most part. There was like a wooden cross thing going here, or at least a plus sign, and I put a light in the middle of each one. Also, the roof will be different as we progress because there's only like one block in between these floors. So trying to swap that out, as you can see further down, not so easy in some cases. But anyway, let's see. This is the strategy room because that's supposed to be like a map of an area, like water, desert, grass, all that such. I pretty much kept that one as much as possible. Although again, lights. And yes, this is what I was talking about with the pathways above. I mean, the 2 floors, the first and second floor, are so similar that it's not that big a deal. But the third floor, it's a whole other story. And this is a fighting ring. I was surprised to see this in here. It's like you can actually literally walk up and into the ring. And there's actually an upper area for spectators. I'm like, okay, this was already here. I just made it look a little better. Though a fighting ring inside it has a whole. It's something I don't know if I want to keep or not. But anyway, this hallway leads nowhere. That's right. That is the case for some reason. We also seem to have a bedroom here, and I put 3 beds just for the sake of looks. Let's see. And then we have the actual library, which I really put a whole lot of lights in. Let's see. There's seats and tables. But yeah, bunch of books, bunch of... Why did I toss that? Come here. Sorry, I was trying to strafe. I was doing Final Fantasy 14 and I'm pressing Q and that actually makes you drop the item that you're holding. But yes, we have a library right in here. Let's see. And now we go, well, not yet. We're almost, there's the pathway to the next floor up, but then we have this kind of observation room. This is above that room that has it. It's for some reason. Wait, I'm being dripped on, but that's glass. Oh, sorry. Yeah, button again. So this is the only problem with the shader. Even if you have glass above you, for whatever reason, it makes it act like you're being rained on. So that's a problem with the shader itself. Anyway, but yeah, this is above the room that had the tracks and the ladders. So it's a nice little observation room, if anything. Let's just walk through here. All right. So now we're going to go upstairs to the third and final floor of this mansion, which has basically all the bedrooms. So we have beds in here, a lot of them, like all the beds. Then we have the master bedroom, which I actually only have just one bed because, hey, I'm the master of the mansion, so to speak. Yet there's actually a bed up there. I also changed the outline of the windows up here to be this black obsidian color. Also, I'm trying to remember what was in these. It seems like this is like a confession room of sorts. I don't know, or it's just closets. I'm leaning closer to closets at this point. Let's see, more bedrooms here, and we also have a room that's a observation room of sorts. So we have that here. Initially, these rooms like this one were actually closed off completely. There was like nothing in there, but it was just closed off. So I just opened them back up. And once again, we got another study. And what's this? Another bedroom. Seriously, this place has so many bedrooms. I don't know. It's like, good lord, there's another one there. I just decided to just go with the whole thing and make it just like a whole bedroom extraordinaire place. I mean, hell, we got a big ass dining area. Actually, we have more than just one dining area. And another observation room right here. Connecting two of the bedrooms together. So yes, that's this mansion for the most part. And I feel like I'm about to get lost in here. It's a big place. And it took several days to swap out this place brick by brick for the most part. I say for the most part because not everything was swapped out. I did change the inside of this part. I don't know why, but this place was like empty and I filled it all in. I didn't want mobs to spawn in here either. I feel like this is more of a hotel given a chance. I mean, all the beds and the bedrooms. It's like it's a huge ass mansion. What can I say? All right, so there is one more destination, and we're going to go to it, but I need to go back to the entryway to get to it. So I'm coming downstairs here. And back into the rain, figures. I need to put a cover up. So there's not a walkway to it. I actually made a little track to get to it. So let me come down here. Yes, I've got 3 gates. I want to make sure nothing gets through there. I thought about putting the thing inside, but I decided not to do that in case I didn't want to go inside and just want to come from the actual portal. So yes, we have a track and I'm going to have to get in here, but the catch is this is not going to be a very long ride. Because we're already here. All right, so this, I call this the business complex. And why do I call it business complex? Well, aside from there being an arboretum, a a fountain with a pool. I'm getting rained on like crazy, and much whatnot here. I am going to take and look up, and up, and up, and voila. I have built a fucking skyscraper. I kid you not, that I built that whole place. That's how ridiculously insane I spent when it came to how much time I spent this game to build a freaking tower of that size. Now there was a village here in this location. That's the one way out of here. But the problem is that there was no villagers. It was run down. So, oh, and I also have a horse. I call it Koopaling. Just couldn't resist calling it that. What can I say? There is a stable for another one, but yeah. Well, I don't know why I say that. It's just there's none of the horse. So, but I did some work to kind of fix some things up around here. There was a big freaking chasm on the other side, and I filled it all up with water, so that actually looks like it's flowing into this place and into the lagoon right there. So I'm going to go up. We're going to go into this this skyscraper. All right, so I call it Techno Tower, property of BB Projects. I want to explain what BB stands for. Actually, before we do that, let me do this first. Because I actually have this down here. I had to go through this hill of sorts because I have down here a pier. And there's actually a waterway that will take me out to the ocean going that direction. Although you can't see it because it's dark and it's raining. I don't think I can... Maybe I should have slept. It's fine. I was hoping to have a chance to actually get a look at the night sky when it's not raining, but I guess that's not going to be the case here. All right, so let me go inside. Okay, so we're inside the place now. Now, I want to point out there's only 2 floors actually in this whole place. This floor and the very top. But I wanted to point out this to what I got here at the quote-unquote receptionist desk. It says, "Welcome to BB Projects Techno Tower. Our motto is bettering your lives so you can serve ours." Elevator to the president is in the back of the main lobby. Yeah, I know. I made that sound bad with that motto. Bettering your lives so you can serve ours. Jeez. I mean, seriously, when you consider all those villagers. So I do have a working elevator. It's not the smoothest, but it's serviceable. This is going to take a moment. I'm going to look up on this one. So yeah, even though it's a skyscraper, there's really only 2 floors. The bottom floor with the lobby, and the top floor where the president's office is. Personally, I kind of wish this was a smoother operating elevator, but yeah, you take what you can get on this one, I guess. I mean, I had to look up some videos to see how this even works. And actually, this tower is so tall, it actually goes above the default clouds that are normally seen. There is a limit, though, of how tall you can make something. And I've actually reached just about that limit. All right, so there we go. So now we are... now we're in the President's Tower with a fountain that actually pours to the corners. So the water you saw in the lobby in the corners, this is where it's sourcing itself from here. CEO and President Techno Koopa. Yes, I'm going to go take my seat. Right here. Yes. Anyway, unfortunately, with it raining, it makes seeing anything hard to see. I mean, oddly enough, you can actually see the mansion from here. And I'm getting dripped on because I must be too close to the glass. Back up a little bit. See, I kind of wish it wasn't raining right now, So that's the only catch. I mean, I could probably put in a code if I want to. I know how to make that work. But no. Anyway, um, unless I want to, I can always put a bed up here, sleep and see if that works. But I don't know. You know what? Tell you what. Might as well just for the fun of it. Let me see here. Although if I destroy the bed afterwards, I'm going to have to go elsewhere to sleep in another one. I don't know why I'm being picky about choosing a bed. All right. Just get out of that. All right. So one bed. And now it's clearing up. There we go. So now I gotta set my spawn point elsewhere. But there we go. Now it's daytime. Now we can see pretty much around, and we can see how high up I am. But yes, there's the pier I was talking about. So if by boat you can actually traverse around this corner, through there, and head towards the ocean, which is in that direction. But yes, this is, and I did put lights along that path, although in all honesty, I should have done a little better job about, at least near the pier, to put lights up, but I pretty much had lights to kind of get you to and from the ocean to get to this place, if you're picking the waterway, if anything. Let's see. I don't think I can see the... Yeah, I'm higher up than mountains, which is surprising. Is that all water out there? Did I just toss that down? I did toss it down. Get back here. I keep doing the whole... I keep hitting the Q button, which is not strafing. It just has me drop whatever it was that I had in my hand. Yeah, I kind of wonder if that's water right there. I haven't really looked too far in that direction. Let's see. I can see the I can see the outermost area of complex from down there. But yeah. Now I just need to get to become nighttime so we can actually get a good look at the night sky from here. You could probably wait for a moment. In the meantime, what can I do? Tell you what. There actually is a quick way for me to get down, so I'm going to go ahead and send the elevator back down. There we go. I don't have to keep jumping over. There's like actual path, there's like stairway across. So anyway, let's see, anything? I don't need that. But you can also see from here, though, that the mansion I had that I redecorated also has a lot of lights all over it. And again, that's because I wanted the exterior just as lit up as the interior. I didn't want mobs spawning anywhere in or around that as much as possible. But it actually is a really high up. It took me a while to find the front door to the place, but for whatever reason, when this was generated, it actually ended up pretty darn high. And there's actually cliffs along 3/4 of the entire building. So that really kind of surprised me at that point. And I see a water source there, and I see water there. But at one point, I need to actually make an actual walk path rather than a train path. And by the way, the logo, there's also a logo on the side of the building too. That's what you're seeing. That's like kind of a orange and copper, so copper and emerald color. So I see this train station right there. But yeah, I need to make an actual walk path at some point anyway. Not sure if I want to do it now, but if anything, I was just primarily making a tour. I did have to make a couple of changes. I'm a little miffed that back at the Alpha Town that I made, that I had actually done a park, but the problem is the park was on a different computer and I didn't transfer that over to this one. So the park's not there. And I'm not about to go back and redo all that. But yeah. Geez, not even noon yet. Come on. I really want to show off the night sky. Although, oddly enough, I'm noticing that the clouds. Okay, so under normal circumstances, the clouds for like straight up vanilla Minecraft would actually be below the top of the tower of this building. So the fact that I'm seeing the clouds up here is actually pretty nice. It means that I'm not as high, it doesn't make it look as high or that I'm above the clouds. Actually, whenever it rains when you're up here, if you were to go outside, it doesn't rain, it snows. You're so high up that it actually snows instead. Am I looking at that right? Why does it look like one whole side of a mountain's like clipped? Hmm. Anyway, let's see what else here. I'm not sure if it's coming through on this end, but there's actually that's actually what is it here? What do they call that? It's also some kind of material from the Nether. Um, it actually burns blue. So yes, I actually have it. The top of my building's burning blue. Initially, that was to keep the snow from building up on the top of the tower. Man, the fact that I can actually see the shadow of my tower right now. Why do I have this notion to make some massive freaking sundial in that area? It's like, what time is it? I look over and it's like, oh, it's that time. Like, good lord. Although, considering the fact that I'm looking north, is that right? Wait, am I actually looking north? When I get here, I don't even know which direction is which, but looks like, yeah, that's north because it's going to the west. So it's like, I look down, it's almost 1 o'clock. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm just waiting for it to become nighttime because this way we can actually get a good look at the night sky up here. Um, I wish I had an actual observatory of sorts rather than this office because, there's the top is pretty much covered, but it's okay. Now, the reason I went ahead and sent the elevator back down, I actually have a secret path down, and that's actually this right here. You notice it's like goes all the way through. This is the only one that does that. The others are just mimicking it, but this one actually goes straight through, so I can actually go through. It's like, someone's coming the other way. The president needs to escape. Escape path right there. Just have to hold your breath long enough. Anyway, let's see. Anything else here? I know I need to probably go somewhere to sleep to set a spawn point, so I may be making a return trip. But I'm going to wait until it until after we get a good look at the sky, and I just fell in the water, and I'm kind of flowing this way. See, it mimics, but it doesn't let me. I'm just gonna sing in the water. I'm just kidding. Up we go. All right. But I don't know if this tower. I'm trying to think what possessed me to make this, and I think it's because of some videos I had seen, and I'm like, you know what? I need to make a tower. I want to see. I want to make the tallest tower I can make in the game. But I know that the limit of said construction is about 250 blocks maximum, and I think I'm about less than 10 from the top. So I didn't go all the way up, but I got pretty damn close. Okay, now I'm looking at the. Oh wait, I said 1 o'clock, and I'm realizing it's not. Get up from there. I fell in the water again. I almost took a dive right to the lobby. Okay, yep. All right, so we're gonna get an opportunity here for nighttime in just a moment. Actually, during some parts of the daytime, at least in the early morning, you can actually still see that planet that was in the background. But let's see. I'm trying to remember. I know some people can make it where the server will allow for longer daytimes and nighttimes, like up to 30 minutes daytime and nighttime. I haven't figured out how to do that. On the other hand, I have not had a reason to do that. But I'm gonna have to look into that and see how that's done at some point. I just gotta wait for the sun to go down. The moon should be rising shortly, though. Although for whatever reason with this particular shader, the moon's always a quarter moon. I don't think I've ever seen it go full moon um, during this point. All right, almost there. Oof. It takes a moment. Give me just one moment here, folks. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Trying to fix that up because I did see that pop in. Let me see. I don't know why I can't get to that here. Give me 1 second. Now, that's probably about the best I'm going to do with that here. Actually, no, there's another way to do this. There we go. I never expected to see an advertisement like that kind of just pop up. Oh, brother. I mean, it can happen. I just didn't expect it to happen. Anyway, all right, so let's get right back into here. And I could have gone in and did it without just now without having to pause the game, but it gets a little tricky at times because of being the Java version. Here we go. Now we're getting the night sky. Ah, I'm gonna step right over here. There we go. Now we're getting more of the night sky. Although we still got a lot of clouds, and I think I also got to bear in mind I'm also pretty high up. I don't know how the shader is taking to me being so high up like this. But when I first saw this shader pack and it mentioned about the night sky, I'm like, I want to see that in action, and sure enough, it's very nice. Oh. You too, Talon. I may not be streaming for too much longer, but you have a good one. Oh. Well, I hope you have a good day at work. Sorry it took so long. I had to take care of an ad just now, so. case you're wondering whatever I'm using, I did mention earlier in my stream, so you can always go back to take a look about the resource pack and the shader if you're curious what I use. So. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and head back because I need to see about getting that back that way. So here we go. Okay, I'll make someone dizzy if I do that. All right. Yeah, it definitely looks a lot better down here. I think that height actually wasn't doing it any favors. Man, oof, you get a good idea of the size of that planet. The moon's quarter on the other side. That's interesting. I don't remember. Did it change? But yeah, no, now we got the Aurora Borealis thing happening. Was I so high up that that wasn't even visible at 2? Man. Alright. So I'm going to head back to my Hobbit home. This is why I like this shader. It looks so great. Oh, that's right. I called the manor Techno Manor. All right. Yeah, I remember when I tried to rush viewing this whole place in 1 hour, and this took me about an hour and so far an hour and 45 minutes. So this feels more like it's more thorough than it was before. And frankly, for me, that's actually a good thing. All right. So before I go through the portal, we're going to go up to the master bedroom. And in this case, I am going to do this just to go a lot faster. I know there's a way to kind of go through the walls, or at least a key combination to make that work of some sort, but I'm not going to deal with it. I do that and I get lost pretty quickly. So yes, let me go ahead and take a little snooze. Oh wait, if I do that, yeah, it's fine. And now it's daytime. All right. So we're just going to kind of go through this rather quickly. All right. Unfortunately, this I could do quickly, but I'd rather not because I don't know if the cart will actually return if I pull the same move just now. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And away we go. So I'm pretty much going to head right back to the Hobbit home. So, ow. But yeah, so far, that is effectively the entire world I have built thus far. Now, as far as anything new, I haven't thought of what else to really build in a lot of cases. Nothing really is coming to mind. as you know, I don't play Minecraft a lot. I spend a lot of my time just playing Final Fantasy 14, but you don't usually build in this kind of nature, and I used to love these building games. Well, in fact, I kind of still do to some extent. All the games I played that allow me to build, whether by a method or a mode that's already built into the game, or a what's the other thing, or if I have to use some kind of code or modify something to make it work that way. Um, it seems like a lot of the survival games offer a lot of these options to build stuff, but I don't like the actual survival option. For me, what I tend to do is I actually go and I like the creative part of it. So there are games that are like that that I enjoy. At least I've enjoyed doing that in. I'm just gonna look at the other tracks back that way. But anyway, um, aside from Minecraft, another set of games is Ark Survival Evolved. I built a lot in that one. Unfortunately, I did uninstall Ark from this computer, but I do have that world backed up. Nothing is modified with that one. So that's actually still something I can go back to and reload if I need to. Let's see. There's also Scrap Mechanic. Now, Scrap Mechanic, actually both Ark and Scrap Mechanic, you can't modify the terrain at all. That's the only catch. You can only build what's at least around the terrain itself. And in my case, I mean, I made that work. And while Scrap Mechanic has a creative mode of its own, I actually want a day and nighttime cycle happening. Not to mention a few things that I would like to see that I couldn't get in the actual survival mode. So I have gone in and modified the code for that to allow me to basically be creative within that game, within survival mode anyway. What's the other one here? Oh yes, Valheim. Valheim has a debug mode, so to speak, and so for that one I actually go through, activate the debug mode, make it where enemies don't see me or hurt me, or nor do I, let's see, well, let's see, nor can I be hurt. That's it, that was what I was going to go with. Because for me, I like the building aspect. Now with Valheim, I did do some videos of building. You can modify the terrain, but that terrain can only be modified so much, which tends to be a bit of an issue when you want to make things like a canal through a mountain path, or at least connecting two ends of a water source, and you can't because you can't get the terrain low enough. The game won't allow it. That's the only catch. Let's see. But with that one again, I've tried to make it work, and I have to an extent. So yeah. Let's see. And the funny thing is that it was actually my brother that introduced me to those three games. Ark, Valheim, and I'm sorry, I'm seeing those jumpy things on the right, and Scrap Mechanic. He actually introduced me to all of those. He has tried to get me into, what's the name of that game? It's a zombie one. Damn, what's the name of it? I can't remember the name of it right now. Oh, 7 Days to Die, that's it. So he's tried to get me into that game because of the whole building aspect, but I'm like, zombie apocalypse kind of games and media are not my thing. And I'm noticing this right now, the game's kind of lagging a little bit here, trying to load things up. This is kind of the problem I started running into earlier when I first was testing out to try and get to a starting point before I start my stream. I think part of it may be the shader, possibly, which I could turn off at any point if I want to, but I try not to because of how the game looks. I like the way it looks. I don't think it's a hardware-based issue. That may just be software. But anyway. What else? But yeah, that's pretty much I mean, I still have those. Again, I have all the games. I have them all saved. If they're not on this computer, they're on a backup somewhere, so not a big deal. Oy, gotta get up for a second. Let's see. Am I ever going to take a tour of those games again? Maybe. If there's people who actually want to see those, I am willing to make a stream for those. I would have to figure out when I'm going to make said stream, because of the fact that, again, my main go-to game has been Final Fantasy XIV. There has been a thought about trying out or showing off other MMOs that I have. Those MMOs being, I have Star Trek Online. I played that one for a good number of years. Let's see, and I also have EVE Online. Now, EVE Online I played for a whole lot longer than Final Fantasy XIV. Hell, in fact, for that matter, it's older than Final Fantasy XIV. It's been around for 19 years. I know this because I started playing it after it reached its 10-year, or at least after its 10-year mark, and I think it's been about a few years since then, because they celebrated recently their 19th anniversary. So yeah, they've been around for a whole lot longer. Not as long as Final Fantasy XI, which celebrated its 20th anniversary, but I've not played 11 at all, so. All right, so here we are. Now, if you recall, I mentioned earlier about a walk path, or at least a door to this along the track. And that's in case I want to walk it directly, pretty much the safe way. And in this case, that's pretty much what I'm doing. Although, not really walking, I'm more like flying. So let's see, we should be coming up on it soon. I know we have to get out in the open right there, and past that, and there. Whoop, back up. I wanted to make sure where it wasn't as obvious. So, also I want to check this mob spawner. I really wanted to show this off. Just gotta wait for something to actually fall down and die for your entertainment, so to speak, if we can provide the said entertainment. Now, as you saw, I can fly, and I can fly up there if I wanted to, with a torch in hand to see if anything actually is up there and will fall. But where's the fun in that? Wait, did something actually just fall? I must have missed it. I looked away for a second. If it did, it was so quick I didn't even see the death smoke, as they call it. Yep, there's additional zombie flesh. So that was a zombie I heard. I just looked away for a moment. We're gonna let something fall again. Again, I got this idea off the Neves Gaming guys. Although this tower is actually shorter. Oh, there we go. Oh, double. There we go. Now things fell. Now we got some additional gunpowder and zombie flesh. So yeah, it works. You just have to be near it when that happens anyway. But yeah, they fall to their deaths. Excellent. All right. So I'm gonna go set a spawn point. Although it's about to become nighttime, so it may actually have me go into the day in just a second. So we'll see. Yoink. Oh, okay. Well, let me just instantly go that way. All right. Still nighttime? Yep. It just became night. You know what? I'm going to stay in here because I think at this point this is pretty much where I'm going to end my stream. It is a little early for me, but this was primarily just a tour of Minecraft. So, and I was hoping my friend Kiro would actually see this but I'm sure he'll see it at a later time. I'm going to make sure these get uploaded to YouTube as well. So after this gets done, I will be seeing about downloading them again. I'm not recording as I stream, and a lot of that's because that's a lot more. I have a feeling that's maybe the reason why Twitch Studio, when I used it back in November or so, November, December last, why that may have froze because it was doing double duty. It was streaming and recording and playing a game at the same time. That may have been just too much for it. I think. I don't know, but I think that might have been the case. But anyway, so yes, we're going to go ahead and end this a little earlier than usual, but we are going to go ahead and end this because my tour is effectively done. Um, I had thought about maybe building something, but I have to think about what in the world I would want to build. It's not that easy to come up with something when you have to figure out what it is that you're trying to do, because that's sometimes you got to figure out what is it you're wanting to do with the whole thing. I mean, I thought about making another track that would actually connect this Alpha Town directly to Gamma, like a one-way shot, but that might be a bit more difficult and time-consuming than I want to go showing at this point. And not to mention, I have to look some things up to see how I did things in the past when I first built this area. And I may have to go over the details of what I mean by that here at a later time. But anyway, but yes, I'm going to go ahead and into here. Let me see if there's anyone who's up and going right now that I can raid. So give me one moment. Let me take a look and see if anyone is available for that. And I should not be surprised, but I always am hopeful. But unfortunately, no, there's no one I can just go in and raid at this time. So that's kind of sad. It's sad in the fact that I don't have someone I can raid to have fun with. But anyway, all right. But other than that, I think that's going to be pretty much it. So a 2-hour stream. That's for me. That's a new record. Not to say I haven't done it again with 1-hour streams, but that was like months ago, and I tried doing 4 games back to back, and that's the other reason I think that Twitch Studio may have pretty much went kaput on me here, because it did on the 4th stream when I was doing Valheim. There's just no video of that now because that was some time ago. And again, I'm only just now starting to put videos. I'm going to start putting videos up on YouTube for that purpose. But anyway, I've pretty much talked all I'm going to on that one. So I hope you all have a good rest of the day. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to be doing Final Fantasy Fridays with Kess and the rest of the FC from that game, a free company from that game. We will have to see if we're doing that. Kess has only recently came back to streaming. I'm not going to go into the details why she left. It was something personal at that point. She actually just did a stream earlier today. Tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and tag her on this. And for that matter, I can think of someone else to tag. Give me one moment. So I'm going to tag her in this. Boom. So I would definitely go check her out. She just recently started doing in Final Fantasy XIV Palace of the Dead solo. She managed to get up to, I know she got up to about over 100, or she reached the 100th floor. She decided to continue on, but I had to go run an errand, so I didn't catch the rest of that. So I may have to catch the rest of that here in a little bit. Also, we have someone else I want to go ahead and tag just for the fun of it. Let's see here. So on the topic of Final Fantasy XIV, we also have my friend Talon Striker, who was in the chat earlier. He also plays Final Fantasy XIV among a few other games. He's currently in Shadowbringers for that game, and we're glad that he's actually managing to progress as he has. He is learning a new class. We actually helped him out on a video that he had done or that he was streaming, and I would go back and check that too on his last one. He was having some difficulty. I offered to come by and help as a healer, and it ended up being a whole group thing helping him out on something there. Unfortunately, this is also the video where I goofed up as a healer. Um, and that one is a whole nother story. If anything, I've got to work on that. So anyway, but yes, I've tagged both Kess and Talon on this. So I would definitely go check both of them out. There are the people that also play the game with us, and I will have to probably tag them at a later time. But anyway, as I was trying to say earlier, you all have a good rest of the day. I will see you tomorrow with more Final Fantasy 14. We will see if it's me doing uh, main storyline with the with my alt, or if I'm going to be doing things with other people, or at least with the F free coming in, or if I just want to do dailies with either my main or my alt. So we'll see. Anyway, so you have a good rest of the day, and I will see you all next time.